Alelele mama, amalala lelele. Oh, shake it for Africa, eh, do it for Africa. Mama lelele, oh lelele mama, oh shake it for Africa. Oh, you rise up and stand up for Africa. See the whole world be looking.
I'd like to give credit to the CPS executive team for starting these organizations. And really what motivated me to join it is a sense of hope that transpired from the leadership. The belief that we can change our future. That nothing will stand in the way of our developments. It's not the French, it's not the Europeans, not the Chinese, or not some foreign conspiracy that we hear. It's not even the challenging political, economic, social, and legal environments that we have in our country. Like any other country, we Cameroonian, we have our differences in viewpoints, a difference in what we choose to believe in. In CPS, we have chosen to work through those differences in a constructive way.
The company of fellow Cameroonians, and to really be in a forum where we're able to talk about the issues that are affecting Cameroon in a real way. And in a results-oriented way. I think there's a tremendous value in convening and bringing together thought leaders, really, which I think we all are, to be able to talk about solutions.
It's a great opportunity to actually network with my fellow Cameroonians, fellow professionals, and actually I live right here in Houston and work in the Middle East, so I thought really this was an opportunity to meet other trades and listen about the discussions, what is going on, how we can actually develop our countries, and listen about what people are actually doing these days, and how we can actually bundle all that to help our country move ahead, improve itself. So that's the reason why I'm here today. So for the people, for the country, and for Cameroon as a whole.
Cameroon groups is we go to our groups and we talk about our titles, and we eat, drink, fight, and we go away. This is more purposely professional thing where people come and talk about what they think of doing, what they have done, and share their knowledge. And it really is, it learns a lot of credence too.
We're unique in it because we're going through problems and difficulties, but when you get to like meet other people who are experiencing the same things in whatever field they are and listen to them speak, I'm a big fan of communication. I always know that there's a solution to a problem when we are talking about it. And I think that's why any professional from Cameroon should be coming to one of these.
And we talk a lot about women in agriculture, and that was it's a big passion of mine, so I enjoyed doing that. But I have to say, there's a whole different part of me that is really drawn to creative things. So the panel that's about to wrap up on the arts, we had a gentleman in there who gave a beautiful poem, and then we have a woman who is trying to encourage design, and we have a woman who is also in the culinary arts. All of that is the stuff that feeds my soul. So for me, that was a very exciting.
Something I would take away is the strong motivation to go ahead. Why? Because we have a lot of problems. We have a lot of difficulties. We have a lot of challenges. But when I hear other people speak and share their experience and what they are going through, and yet their motivation to move ahead, I'm like, there might be, like the Bible says it, we are in difficulties on every side, but never consumed. So I'm very sure with the courage and the motivation I'm getting from everybody, so wonderful, so gifted. And I was like, I wish there were many people, rather than just maybe 2 or 3 or 4 of us from Cameroon. The country is big, 22 million. We know that we can make our own impressions about what we have learned. But the bigger, the better. And the more people you get involved, the more people will change their minds and their attitude towards the way they approach things. So if I have to say something, I wish and pray for many sponsors to support this program so that they come into Cameroon and talk to a lot of population about what is going on. And even I'm already learning too many things. And I was trying to figure out a kind of plan for the next year: strategy building, innovations, motivation, personnel building, new recruits, training, education, and even challenging my workers to be able to build up new things for the sake of the patients. The event has also exposed me a lot to many people and many institutions and many organizations. I should say this was like a peg in a square hole, a square peg in a square hole for this particular period. I'm going to talk to all those people who are in there. They will hear about what we are doing. They certainly have relations in Cameroon. They certainly have connections within the US and other parts of the world.
What it takes to survive and excel in the major leagues of corporate America. And I would tell you that I've had a fair share of my experience. Each one of them really scared. But not letting that fear put me back, but rather it was a fear that pushed me to go with it. Sometimes innocence is good. To be innocent, and sometimes to be naive, or to be taken naive is good, because by the time they realize who you are, you're over there. So be proud of that. But don't let it be something that makes you feel inadequate. The key takeaways from this is that broaden your knowledge base and skill level within your industry or profession. Broaden it by getting as much experience. Money is good, we got to survive, but if you put money first, or you came here as an engineer and you think that because a computer person makes more money and you jump into it, or you're a doctor or an engineer and you think going to nursing is going to give you quick money, well, you're playing with your own self. You need to stay focused and work within your professional industry and broaden yourself. Appreciate every level of growth in your industry to build credibility. Because you'll find out that at some point in your life, I know in mine, your credibility in your industry, in your profession, and what you've built becomes the best asset you have.
I have been following the activities of the CPS since the initiation of the organization. Mm-hmm. I have been very supportive of the idea. To see how many of you are here, and before I even start, I would work with the CPS people to see whether we can get more CPS conferences.
Awesome, awesome.
After I went back to Cameroon, it was not to buy land and do everything else, but was to invest in people. So I started a fund where everybody in my family, as far as they were born or related to the Phoebe family, had a free scholarship to Chang, Boya, Yaoundé 1, Yaoundé 2, and they got 300,000 francs for a year. And if they didn't go to school, it was their fault. So I have about 100 and something Phoebes here in the United States now. Honorable Tui met some of them last night, doctors, lawyers, accountants. Happened in America. America was developed by individual entrepreneurs. When I'm seeing some of the Phoebes here in Los Angeles, when I was at a foundation 2 weeks ago, I'm beginning to see a couple of Cameroonians who are into the thousands and approaching the $1 million range. When those people now finally can come to Cameroon and do like what the man in Ghana did, you have to go there and do it. People copy good results.